Hello, hello, lovely souls. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah, and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. I'm a Lightworker, Starseed, and Twin Soul, and I produce videos and also Patreon posts, written posts over on Patreon to support you on your ascension journey, those of you on the Twin Flame journey. And I just released my workbook. It's a Twin Flame workbook, complete with exercises and also chapters describing the journey, what the journey is about, why things happen, why separation occurs, why the triggering happens, what's inner union, how do I get to physical union, what does this all mean, what is this for? So all of those burning questions are answered. It's for sale over on the website, and the link is below. And also, if you'd like a personal astrological reading or a personal reading in general or a coaching session with myself, I can help you to navigate the Twin Flame journey. But also I have several astrological readings available. That's my passion, assisting you on your journey. I have a North Node and South Node reading, so we look into your destined path. It's a 75-minute live reading. I also have full moon and new moon readings, so we'll have a new moon in Leo coming up. I'll be offering special readings for that, unique to you and where it falls in your chart. We also have several other readings, so you want to look into Saturn retrograde reading. I believe I have Neptune retrograde reading. We also have Jupiter and Aries transit, so all these big mega transits that are happening that are affecting us. So if you'd like a personal reading, a coaching session, or to purchase the workbook, you can do that over on my website. And let's go ahead and we're going to go right into the reading itself here. So I've chosen the Psychic Tarot deck, the Angels and Ancestors, which I may or may not use actually for this reading, the Secret Language of Animals, and also the Kipper deck. So we've got several decks here, and we're going to look into the energies of the collective. So yesterday I tapped into the Divine Feminine in what she is doing, kind of where she is on her journey. For this focus, for this reading, I actually want to tap into the Divine Masculine and where he or she is at on their journey and what that's looking like for them. So this is going to be dedicated mostly to the Divine Masculine. So anybody that embodies that Divine Masculine template, it doesn't have to be a twin flame, it can be your soulmate, a kindred, it can also just be a friend, a family member, yourself. And you can also, listen in for the Divine Masculine energy within you as you reach that state of inner union where you combine the feminine and masculine energies within yourself. Okay, so let's get started. Hope everyone is feeling aligned today, having a beautiful day. Interesting. We've got wood, growth, connection, support, renewal, and orangutan, laughter, curiosity, patience, and play. Interesting. So yeah, it looks like there's kind of two segments to this energy. There's kind of this need to bring in more laughter, more joy, which as we know, brings in abundance to really tune out or drown out any negativity that might be circulating or swirling around there. In the collective or in your environment or in your relationships, approaching life from the perspective of a child, that childlike wonder, also from the perspective of an animal. If you look at animals, they perceive things like you look at a puppy or a kitten, right? Or even a dog or a cat, or even a wild animal, and they will be very focused, intently focused on what it is that they're doing in that moment. They can't be distracted. They don't want to be distracted. They want to be honed in on what it is that they're doing. And that's what, it's like a specialized form of focus. And that's what children do. They hone in on, one kind of thing that they're doing, one element of their environment, and they focus in on that one thing. And for a baby, it might be one person's eyes or one person's smile or an object in their environment. So we're being asked to live more simply at this time, to simplify. I don't know if that's a word. Simplify, to simplify what it is that we're doing, how we're doing things, and just bring more play into it. So kind of more of an interactive experience. So wherever it is that you might feel stressed, wherever it is that you might feel like things are kind of heavy or hard right now, try to bring in that attitude of a child, the attitude of an animal, and observe things from that perspective. So embrace that orangutan spirit, especially this looks like a baby orangutan, so baby animals in particular. And that's going to really sweeten and soften you at this time. And then we have the element of wood. So while this is coming from the animals deck, it's actually elements. I believe they have all 4 elements in here. And, we're looking at, this is like the earth element. So we're looking at this this growth, this kind of root chakra type energy that we're rooting down into our environment. How is it that you're growing through what you're going through? right? Everyone that I know right now is going through something really challenging. So how are you growing through that? How are you supporting yourself? How are you nourishing yourself? And where is it that you can bring in kind of that renewal type energy? So if, let's say, there's an ending happening, as there is, for many people right now, that we've got Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. For some of you, that could be your 12th house of karmic endings and completion. Some of you, that could be some of the more challenging transits would be 12th house, 8th house of death and renewal. So especially in particular, I'm feeling if you're an 8th house or 12th house Saturn transit right now, this wood energy would be very applicable to you. And you're being asked to embody more of that 5th house energy here of play and laughter and inner child, just joy, and really just bringing in like excessive and copious amounts of joy, listening to music that uplifts you, being around people that uplift you and support you and nourish your spirit and your soul, staying away from situations and people that don't do that. All right, so how can you support yourself at this time? So divine masculine, how can you support yourself at this time? And remember, you can read this for the external masculine or the internal masculine. So it could be for your counterpart, your partner, or for yourself. So the masculines are, bringing in this element of play and laughter, or being asked to do that because they're growing through whatever it is they're going through. And I think they're going through significant changes at this time. And I don't think that they are who they once were. So I think the masculine energy has really, is learning to soften, is maturing, and is starting to kind of progress into just more of who they came here to be, more of who they want to be, not more of who, society expects them to be, or their family expected them to be, or even what they expected of themselves. So this different version of themselves is really shining through. And I think that as that happens, they are starting to find this newfound fascination with life. It's like they're growing, and they're finding places and people where they can be supported, where they can experience renewal. So, I do think that this is closing off cycles for a lot of them. Especially those, again, that have the 8th house or 12th house Saturn transit here, the Saturn retrograde transit. Now, Saturn will turn direct in Aquarius in October, so I'll be offering those Saturn retrograde readings through October, really through, I think it's October 24th that he turns direct. So I'll be offering those readings through that time to support you on your journey. And a lot of feminines are reporting feeling a balance between their masculine and feminine. So really feeling like they're coming into balance, within themselves. And that's kind of a foreign feeling, divine feminine. But I think that that's really helping the feminine to really step back and gain that perspective that's necessary to allow the counterpart to grow. So a lot of work in the physical realm, okay? Interesting. So we're looking at the pentacles here. We're looking at the 3 of Pentacles, like recognition and reward for a job well done. So receiving some sort of recognition, the divine masculine is. So they could be, pursuing a career passionately, or just a job change or a title change, receiving some sort of accolade or award. But you see a very humbling energy here. So it's a humbling essence. This isn't the energy of, it's like, yes, I deserve this, but it's like, I see that, they would also be thanking their peers and thanking the business or the company they're working for, thanking other people, other things in their environment. They're not taking full credit. It's a very humbling energy here. Like, thank you so much for this reward. I am so appreciative. So from a different, more humbled perspective, not from that maybe egotistical perspective that they might have embodied in the past. And then we have financial and material changes. So it's like they're in different worlds right now, and maybe they're having trouble figuring out where to go or what should be the next move or the next step for them. So I do feel like the masculine is definitely pondering change and pondering, as he grows or she grows, and as they feel more connected to their experience here on earth, as they feel more connected to the connection, as they feel more connected to themselves. I think they're, a lot of them will be making these changes. But the difference from this time, let's say last year or even the year before, where they had all these tumultuous changes, all these like root chakra uprootings, and their life was uprooted and things were turning upside down. I think the difference now is that the masculines are looking at this as a choice they're making rather than a choice that's being made for them. So this doesn't feel like a tower moment. This feels like real personal growth here for the masculine collective. Interesting. There might be some challenges here, obstacles and challenges that are coming up in their 3D environment. So yes, there's financial gain, there's changes. I wouldn't say necessarily financial gain. Let me look at this from a different lens. I would say that there's changes happening. Could definitely be changes in marriage status, because you see the rings here, and then kind of like a split off here of different sectors or chapters of their life. Feels maybe a little segmented right now. Life could be segmented for them, but they're experiencing, yeah, some sort of Five of Wands energy, some sort of conflict or challenge within themselves. And oftentimes the Five of Wands will depict challenges with others. I actually see this as a challenge within themselves. So they're being challenged to kind of look at life from this different perspective, and they're giving, like, applying different meanings to things. Like things have taken on new meanings, different meanings, wildly different meanings, and they're just sort of trying to absorb all of this. You know, they're like a sponge right now, trying to understand what is happening to them, and definitely a humbled masculine coming through here. Intuition, High Priestess. So this comes after we have the Fool card, then the Magician, then the High Priestess, and the Major Arcana. So this is a Major Arcana card, and yeah, it definitely, you know, is like, use your intuition, because some of them, there's a lot of 5 energy here, guys. My numbers people, if you're in the live chat, you know, let everyone know what the number 5 is, but it's definitely challenges in the tarot deck. It doesn't come without its set of challenges. So we do see conflict and despair here, conflict and defeat coming in for the masculines. It almost feels as though the masculines are, yeah, obstacles and challenges, conflict and defeat. Whew. So maybe there is a Tower moment coming in for some of them. It's interesting because we started off in such a positive way, but I think there might be two different sets of masculines, probably more than 2 sets of masculines, right? So like removing the label, there's just different masculines are experiencing different things. Some are experiencing, like, you know, reward and growth and renewal, and they're tapping into more of a playful energy, or they're being asked to do that or forced to do that because of what they're going through. So it kind of could be, you know, one or the other. But they are asked to bring in temperance and balance, and we have that beautiful blessed 11 energy here. And then we have the 2, so we can reduce this to 2. So we have the 5 energy coming through rather strongly, and also the 2 energy coming through. So the 2 of partnership, inner union, right? Coming into that inner union with self, bringing in that balance. And as you can see here, it's like the Magician in this deck, because he's got the Pentacles, he's got the Sword, he's got the Cups, and he's got the Pentacles, Sword, Cups, and Wand, right? He's got all the tools in his tool belt. And he literally, it's a tool belt here. Everything that he needs in order to conquer these challenges. So he's very equipped to do this, Divine Feminine. He wants you to know, I'm very equipped, I'm humbled. And he is listening to his intuition. He is, you know, being humbled. He is going quiet here. He's not trying to, like, control the situation anymore. He's not trying to, yes, he's receiving recognition and reward for a job well done, but he's also like, look at what I've been through to get here. You know, like I'm humbled by the experiences that I've been through, and I understand that, you know, this isn't an easy path, and I'm grateful. It's a very grateful Divine Masculine. How can you apply this to your own inner masculine, right? For anybody who identifies as being in the feminine energy right now, how can you identify this? How's this playing out for your own inner masculine? What kind of conflicts, you know, are you feeling despair? Are you rising above, you know, the pettiness? Are you allowing challenges to deter you from your path? What changes are you experiencing in your workplace and your career? Because I know many of you are at this time. Tap into that energy of the cosmos, the cosmic energy of the High Priestess, so you receive those downloads for, you know, judgment and your next steps forward and what that looks like. Great fortune. So it's so interesting. We have these like conflicting messages of, and this could be what they're going through, what they're feeling. They might be feeling great conflict of like, I feel like they can sense they're on the verge of something great, you know, or this could be the masculine looking at the connection and looking at this path like, you know what, I'm so honored to be on this path. There could be some of them that have reached that kind of height of thought, realizing the realization of how lucky they are to be on this journey, and how lucky they are to have met the feminine, and how lucky they are that this is actually such an honor. It's such an honor to be on this path. So I think that could be another way to look at these cards, is the masculine's like, this is a great fortune for me to be this partner of this amazing divine feminine, this counterpart, the soulmate, however they're referring to it. So I think they feel lucky. They feel like they're starting to feel like they've earned you. Okay, they want to earn your respect back. They want to earn your trust. There's definitely a false person, that the masculine's dealing with, and this person in some way hasn't been honest with them. This person has maybe been just pretending to be something they're not. So there is this false person coming through for the divine masculine. And I feel like the masculines are very aware of this. They're using their intuition and connecting with that to identify who this person is. And it's somebody they've been dating, okay? It's courtship. There's somebody they've been dating that hasn't been honest. Somebody that they're recognizing now, and we identify this as the karmic partner, so to speak. However you want to identify this, they're realizing that this person hasn't had their best interests at heart, and I think they're starting to really, really, truly wake up from the dream, wake up from even a nightmare for some of them. Because this could be why we saw the need for balance, because there's conflict and they might feel defeated, like they might have to go through the phase of, feeling like I lost again, like one more time. I went through this one more time where I, this happened and I feel defeated, and I feel like I didn't win, or I didn't succeed. I wasn't successful. I failed. So that could be why they're seeking this need for balance, and they're seeking this. This is a very healing energy in this particular deck, the Temperance card. So seeking that need to heal the feminine, the masculine, and heal, those parts of themselves that might have felt like frayed or fragmented from what they've been through. There is a lot of growth, though, that as they're going through this, and they're going to find more growth if they can be more adaptable, and if they can adopt this light-hearted energy. So they're going to feel a lot happier if they're able to do that. So let's see, is there anything else? I do want to get a card from the angels and ancestors, because I am feeling like there's a little bit more to the story. This is very interesting. And, I haven't tapped into the masculine energy for quite some time, so I'm not surprised that they have a story to tell and they have a lot to say right now. Okay, so let's see what messages the angels and ancestors have for the DM. Air Guardian. Shift your perception. So they're being asked to shift their perception of whatever it is that they're going through, to shift it from conflict and defeat or obstacles into laughter, into curiosity, into wonderment, into curiosity. I think I already said that. Into a state of love, a state of acceptance, a state of balance. Not taking things personally, right, is coming up for the divine masculine. So especially if they're going through like a breakup, or I definitely see with this financial and material changes, this could be like, again, having to go through custody battles with the soon-to-be ex. But also we've got the Great Fortune card, so it's like they're like, look, I recognize that this is such an honor to be on this journey, and to be called, this is the highest honor to be, to be on this spiritual journey with this person. I really think they're really understanding more about the journey, more about who you are. Even if it doesn't translate to anything yet in the 3D, I think this is the story that's playing out. And I don't think that the masculine is anymore feeling the need to hide. I don't see that they're hiding, in the bat cave. I don't see that they feel the need to do that. If anything, this is like the air is movement, right? The air is the element of movement. The wind moves things along. It moves through the trees. It moves through life. The breath, moves us through life. It's the life force energy. So there's a life force energy circulating through the masculines, and this also talks about purifying their thoughts and their thinking and what's happening in their mind, right? So this air guardian angel is here to help them really change their perspective, change their thoughts into thoughts that are more positive, into like, instead of maybe where they felt like something couldn't be done, now they're realizing, actually, I'm seeing things clearly, that this is a blessing. This is not a curse, it's a blessing. And looking at certain situations in a different way, okay? There's an opportunity here, Divine Masculine, for you to learn about your thoughts and the way you think and why you think that way and where that comes from. So I think there's one more message that wants to come through. Guardian angel, you are not alone. So they're very protected. There's a very protective energy here. They might be communing with their ancestors, their, anybody who they identify as a guardian angel. They're definitely connecting with those who have passed on, even those maybe they haven't met in the flesh, but grandparents, great-grandparents have been coming through again very strongly, as they had several months back. Helping the Divine Masculine to move beyond any ancestral patterns, any place where they felt stuck in their life, or they felt like they couldn't move forward, or they felt subjected to society's rules or obligations, or family rules or obligations, or ties to certain people or jobs or money or material things. All of those things are being lifted at this time as they look at their patterns, okay? So a lot of karmic healing right now happening for the Divine Masculine. And I think this is overall a very positive energy. I think we want to focus on this energy of humbleness. We want to focus on this beautiful energy of orangutan spirit coming through to really honor the child, within the masculine, or within you, your own masculine, that child that just wants to express themselves creatively, that wants to play, that wants to laugh, that wants to be lighthearted, that doesn't want to take life so seriously. Because it's like the only way to embrace, it's the only attitude to adopt right now, the Divine Masculine feels like, and in this gratitude of like, it's great fortune for me to be in this position, for me to be able to be going through this with this individual, no matter how long it's been since you've spoken to them. And they're connecting to their ancestors, they're connecting to they're praying, they're sending prayers out. They may be experiencing these vivid dreams where they're connecting with their grandparents, or parents who have passed, or siblings, or friends, but I feel more family lineage here, because we got the elder card along with this. So they're connecting in dream state, they're connecting even in waking hours, they're connecting on all levels, and they realize that they're not alone. So this makes them feel a lot more at ease and a lot more balanced also, right? Balanced in their life and their decisions and their actions. And they're growing, guys. The Divine Masculine, you're growing so much. We're so proud of you. It was a pleasure and an honor to connect with your energy. And again, if you'd like personal reading or coaching session, that's all available on the website, as is the Twinflame workbook to purchase. Take good care, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful week. Hello, guys. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah, and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. So for today's reading, we're going to be looking at